When all this about the diseases caused by COVID-19 began, we did not know if it would just be a disease like any other. So that within me caused a lot of concern, because I didn't know how he would react to our way of living and relating to the world. The news began to say that it was a very dangerous disease, so we had to be in our homes under quarantine and under the protection of many health measures, which caused the closure of shopping centers, streets, meeting centers, parks, schools, and many more places where they separated us from our social relationship in our daily lives. Regarding how the pandemic influenced my daily life, it was important because I stopped going to school, and that made me distance myself from my friends. And it was, for a long time, where social networks became a fundamental part of our life at that time, too. I stopped playing sports because many sports areas closed, and due to the lack of physical activity, I also gained a little weight. Since I was only at home and couldn't do more, many times I got stressed because I didn't feel comfortable at home, because I needed to go for a walk or just clear my head. I had to work in a company during the pandemic period, and it was very impressive to see how people got used to a new world where they used masks, gloves, glasses, face shields. The atmosphere really felt very strange, and I realized that working within a company is not easy. At that time, it was not easy for me because I had to get money to support my family and also fight every day to not get sick from COVID-19. It was a struggle, but we managed to get out forward. Many of my relatives did go through this disease, attacking them very strongly. But we were always on medication to combat this disease. I was lucky that I did not get sick from COVID when I was working. Until much later, I got sick from living with sick people. I was left with some after effects of COVID, and even several of my relatives were also left with after effects after getting sick. Some have spots on their lungs. Others already have problems with their body, or they simply get sick very quickly, causing them to have slightly more serious illnesses. They were difficult times where each person had to get used to and adapt to the way of living. Because if the way we relate to each other today changed drastically, the school also suffered changes. We had to go to online classes, where I did not feel very comfortable because I did not learn very well. The classes with open cameras, the exams with multiple cameras. It made me sad because I wish I had been with my classmates in those moments. Even so, they were very beautiful stages where I made great friendships that even though 4 years have passed since the pandemic, they are my friends. And I see them many times in the faculty today. The way we lived together back then united us so much that today we have become great friends and we live together daily. It is an experience that you take away because not many times do these types of situations occur worldwide. I believe that no one would expect that from one day to the next, a pandemic would arrive where classes and meeting centers would be canceled. And although many friends and family are not with us, we can tell this experience. After opening all the places again, it felt like a new and different world, since, being in quarantine, the wild animals came out onto the streets, and it was something that you couldn't believe. Nowadays, they don't happen this type of thing anymore. Things, but without a doubt, all this changed. Nowadays, we can go out to the park to walk, go to school, and do all kinds of activities. We knew that one day we would return to do our activities. Let's take advantage of each day to continue living with friends and family. But above all, always get ahead.